The vision of the university is to be an international university of choice, anchored in Africa, dynamically shaping the future. And you can see that all elements of this is covered through this event. International University of Choice, the Rethink, Reinvent component, anchored in Africa, the fact that we have interest from other countries, and the fact that some have been here. And of course, the dynamically shaping the future. You can't do it without energy. You can't do it without energy efficiency. You can't do it without elements of conversation and conservation, and both of it is being present here.
The University of Johannesburg felt it's so important that we do host this event, that we engage with Shell, and from there, this is now the third time that we're hosting this event in South Africa.
It's always fantastic to work with the youth. I mean, they are going to be solving our energy challenges going forward, so very excited to see the outcome over the next couple of days.
The way we do it is we have the class and we've subdivided the class into smaller groups, small companies, and we try and instill them the concepts of systems engineering. Where there's a company, there's a formal structure of communicating, specification, and they all try and incorporate these ideas in the building of the car. It's not so much about the car itself, it's the principles of engineering and the engineering process, the systems engineering process that we are trying to instill in our students in participating in this competition. They start developing these skills which they then exhibit and showcase, and you'll see the leaders starting to demonstrate themselves or rise to the occasion, and companies recognize that.
It is really a sort of a blanket a project for them in terms of covering so many different skill sets that will be very, very useful to them once they get out into their careers. You actually are hitting right across the board in terms of the people that get exposed to.
We've been exposed to a whole range of people, ranging from the guys on the floor that are actually helping us make some of the parts that we've designed, through to foreign dignitaries and members of government.
Working on this car has really helped change my perspective of what real life is like, and it didn't only just help me with maths and science, it's actually helped me with a lot of my subjects in terms of business, like working with other people and communication skills.
And also just working with different people and you know, different teams from around the country. You get to interact.
Right, in our Department of Electrical Engineering, we have a module called Systems Engineering and Design, and we brought this competition in as a platform for the students to assess or to participate in the competition, and we use the result of the competition as one of the assessment criteria. So all our degrees and qualifications are accredited with the South African Council of Engineering, and some of the outcomes required are tested in this module.
Yes, it's our third-year curriculum, so we have to make this thing, show this thing works before we pass the module.
It exposes them under the pressure required during competition to bring out solutions to problems they encounter on their feet.
From here we would like to get our sticker in order for us to pass this course. But we'll see what happens, because every time we've overcome an obstacle, another one seems to arise. Hopefully we can overcome this challenge.
The biggest thing is working together as a team, because in the most frustrating moments, different characters do come up, but today we're working really well and everyone is happy.
Dealing with conflicts, dealing with unexpected failures, teamwork, which is not happening a lot right now, but we're trying.
I think team is a word that probably stands for together everyone achieves more. And when you look at these groups around one of the Shell Eco Marathon vehicles, you see a team. You don't see an individual. The individuals do come out in terms of the leaders, but they tend to rotate and they tend to do something that is over and above what they would do generally in their curricula. When we start to think about people doing something over and above, we start to think about people that are doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way. And when you have that component kicking in, you start to realize that you've actually produced graduates who are extraordinary associates with excellence. And that's what we're hoping, that's what we're envisaging. It's also very good that we see that some of the top students are actually the ones that are also participating here.
Honestly, it's just a great team building exercise, and it's great engineering. Some of the stuff we work on the car you've never worked on in industry at all. So for example, carbon fiber work. It's so precise and it's so specialist. It's such a special field that not many people out there get to work with it. So if you get involved in projects like this, you work in all sorts of aspects of engineering. engineering, and it's all around a good learning experience.
We are only in grade 9, so we learn a lot from them, and they can also learn stuff from us.
Hi, we're a group from Six Sigma, just working on our car. Haven't gone through scrutineering yet, but we're just fixing up a few little details before we do.
Yeah, we're pretty much just trying to cut into our chassis to get our turning radius right, and then we're ready for our round of scrutineering. Hopefully we'll pass and we'll be on the track in the next hour.
ABB Six Sigma for the win.
Yeah.
This is the team right here.
We still have an interesting challenge for hydrogen team, electrical, gasoline. The competition is over. All the day the car will run and try to make the best result as possible. It's a challenge after 1 year spent to build an efficient vehicle. Now teams have to show what is the best result they can do.
So we think it's really, really important to be participating in an event where we can meet other students, we can engage with other students, and also develop innovation amongst our students.
We have a hydrogen fuel cell car, and it's basically the first one in Africa to be competing, so we're pretty excited.
It's also a very good cross-disciplinary event for us, because we've got a combination of mechanical engineering, mechatronics engineering students, electrical and electronics engineering students, together with some business and logistics students as well. So it means that students from cross departments can come in and can work together.
But they also went across faculties related with industrial design. These are pure art, which help them to bring about the molding, the shaping and things like that. But when they come to build these things with their hands, they create it. And what I do, I said, okay, hang on gentlemen, do you know what you have done? They said, what? I said, okay, this is the principle I tried to teach you about creating 4-bar link mechanism, which is one thing linked to another, and then you analyze the forces. So essentially, that is a practical.
I often use this as examples when I teach. I say, remember at the Shell Eco Marathon what happened with the car when you were at the bottom of the incline? You know, do you have to increase the potential energy or kinetic energy to get to the top?
Well, for us it's a great technology and engineering challenge. It also combines with efficiency and lightweighting, which is very much a strategy of your OEMs worldwide. That gets passed on down to our students. And that's what universities are about. Universities are about teaching engineering specifically students your cutting edge technology, so they can go out there and they can make a difference.
So it is more like a job shadowing opportunity and a career opening opportunity that the school gets for their learners.
And above and beyond that, it's fun. That's the main thing, because engineering has got to be about fun, it's got to be about creativity.
Gone up, the bar has really been raised. This year almost everyone has passed technical inspection, and we're quite confident everyone will go on track this year, so we're really happy about that.
It creates that feeling of outside your safe or comfort zone. As engineers or as students or potentially graduates, they need to understand this kind of opportunity, being able to operate in an international arena.
With the natural resources that Africa has, there is an opportunity for us to connect what we do with such resources. The University of Johannesburg is therefore quite pleased that we have been hosting the Shell Eco Marathon starting in 2014 in Johannesburg, but we have also used this opportunity to not, the component of Anchored in Africa is one aspect, but to deliver that means that there's the global component, there is a local component, and there's a possibility for us to deliver something that is global. Global meaning delivering strengths that we have, but contextualizing these strengths for the continent. It's about developing excellence in these two areas. And while there are a number of universities, not just in South Africa, but around the world, that are seeking to be research intensive, one of the things that we're trying to do is also be at the same time innovation intensive. And when it comes to innovation, one has to think, one has to rethink, and one has to reinvent. And these three aspects interrelate, as you can imagine. And this reimagination component is aspects that build through events like this that takes engineering, it takes curricula, and it takes curricula into the real world.
And kudos to the organisers as well. The event is brilliantly organised. We love being here, and we hope to continue to support it for many, many years. I hope other universities also take up the challenge and come here, because really it is a fantastically enjoyable event. We've had a great time.